Hi everybody, today we are going to take notes over point of view. So you need to make sure that your notes page is in the studies section of Notability. As I'm filling out my notes, you need to fill in your notes along with me. So today we are going to go over point of view, and the point of view of a story is the perspective from which a story is told. It tells us who is telling the story. So we are going to go over first person, third person limited, and third person omniscient. All of these are different types of point of view. So first person point of view is when a character in the story tells the story. And because a character from the story is telling the story, we will see pronouns like I, me, and my. Next, we have third person limited. So third person limited is told by a narrator, and the narrator is not a character in the story. So with third person limited, the narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of one character. Their knowledge of the thoughts and feelings is limited to one character, which is why it's called third person limited. And with third person limited, you will see pronouns such as he, she, or they because our narrator is not in the story. Next, we have third person omniscient. So third person omniscient is similar to third person limited because it's told by a narrator that is not in the story. However, with third person omniscient, the narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of all characters. And again, because it's told by a narrator, we will see pronouns like he, she, or they. So to review, the first person point of view is when a character in the story tells the story. Third person limited point of view is when the narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of one character. And finally, third person omniscient is when the narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of all characters. So we are going to look at 3 different examples, and as I read these, I want you to try to figure out the point of view that the story is being told in. So our first example says, "It was early, way too early for me to be bounding out of bed, racing down the hallway, and leaping onto my sleeping parents, but I did it anyway. I hurtled myself into my parents' quiet bedroom, shouting, 'It's my birthday, it's my birthday.'" So you should be able to tell what the point of view of this story is. So this story is written in first person point of view. So this means that a character in the story is telling us the story. I can also go through my story and I can find pronouns such as me, I, and my. So I know that this story is written in first person because it is told in the character's point of view. And it uses pronouns like I and my. Okay, so now we are going to move on to our next example. And once again, as I'm reading, I want you to think of what the point of view of this story is. "It was early, way too early for John to be bounding out of bed, racing down the hallway, and leaping onto his sleeping parents. But he did it anyway. He hurtled himself into his parents' quiet bedroom, shouting, 'It's my birthday, it's my birthday.' His mind was full of racing thoughts. Enormous packages to open, monstrous slices of chocolate cake piled high with frosting. Uh-oh, thought John's mom. She knew she still had to buy his special gift, a new cherry red bike. But there were things to finish around the house before she could sneak away to the toy store. That's a long way off, mister. Your party isn't until tonight, and we have plenty to do before then." She couldn't help but feel anxious and overwhelmed with all the things she needed to do. So this version of the story is written in third person because it is told by a narrator outside the story, and it is third person omniscient because our narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of all the characters. Okay, I see examples of pronouns such as he and his, and this helps to tell me that it is written in third person omniscient, along with a she right there. So I know that this is in third person omniscient because a narrator is telling the story. And we know the thoughts and feelings of John and his mom. Okay. I also see pronouns such as he and she. So that tells me that it is third person omniscient. So finally, I'm going to look at our final example and once again think about what the point of view is. It was early, way too early for John to be bounding out of bed, racing down the hallway and leaping onto his sleeping parents. But he did it anyway. He hurled himself into his parents' quiet bedroom, shouting, "It's my birthday! It's my birthday!" His mind was full of racing thoughts. Enormous packages to open, monstrous slices of chocolate cake piled high with frosting, a house full of people visiting just for him. So once again, this story is in third person. However, this time, the point of view is third person limited. Okay. And I know that it's in third person because a narrator outside of the story is telling the story. And I know that it's third person limited because we only know the thoughts and feelings of one character. So, I'm going to fill in. I know this because a narrator is telling the story. And we only know the thoughts and feelings of one character. And then once again, I see pronouns like he and she. Okay. So, to review, first person point of view is when a character in the story tells the story, and we'll see pronouns like I, me, and mine. Third person limited point of view is when a narrator outside of the story tells the story, and the narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of just one character. This will use the pronouns like he, she, and they. And finally, third person omniscient is once again told by a narrator outside of the story. However, the narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of all characters. And it will also use pronouns such as he, she, and they.